You're welcome back. This is Business Morning on Channels Television. Thank you for still staying with us. We're being joined right now by Dr. Prt1. He is UNIDO's country representative. Is going to join us from our Abuja studio. And back here in Lagos, we have John Isemide. He is the Director General, Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the program. I want to start off, thank you very much. I'm going to start with Dr. Kumawa in Abuja. He is UNIDO's country representative in Nigeria. Good morning, Dr. Kumawa.
Good morning.
Okay, since 1989, I understand that the African Industrialization Day was actually initiated. How has it been able to meet its aims?
Okay, thank you very much for having me on. The African Industrialization Day is celebrated here on the 20th of November. And at the global level, the African Industrialization allows us for the expression of the international community commitment to the accelerated economic development through structural industrial development. At the same time, the AID constant to interact major stakeholders, the challenging of civilization in Africa. AID itself created with the entire support system and particularly the UN Economic Commission of Africa, UNIDO, and also the support of the African Union. At the country level, work very closely with the government of Nigeria through the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade, and this year's theme is job creation, leadership development, a means to accelerate industrialization. So as you can see, tomorrow is a day Africa will wake again to put that without industrialization we will not be able to buy the amount or the quantum of jobs needed for the growing youth of Africa.
Okay, I would like to know, Dr. Kumawa, I'm still going to stick with you for a few minutes before I come over here to the studio. How well has UNIDO worked with various African countries to achieve job creation on the continent?
Okay. UNIDO is the UN agency charged with supporting member states to economic development through what we refer to and sustainable industrial development. Now, in terms of creating jobs, you know that jobs are created by government. We know that 9 out of 10 jobs are created by the private. So UNIDO's intervention are at two levels. With the public sector, that government, at the African Union level, UNIDO has the option to develop IDA, accelerated industrial development of Africa, of the African Union, which has developed programs, policies, and continental level for industrial development. At the country level, for instance, here we are working with particularly the to develop policies that will enable the private sector to thrive and adapt the necessary.
Okay, Dr. Dr. Kumawa, I'd like you to hold your thought for us for a few moments. We'll get back to you in a short while. Let's now listen to Dr. John Isemedi. Thank you very much for still being very patient with us. Dr. Kumawa was talking about the fact that there's been policies and programs developed for Africa. I'd like to know your own point of view. Do you agree with what he's been saying?
Yeah, thank you very much. There are a lot of policies and programs designed to stimulate industrialization in Africa. And what we are saying today did not just start yesterday or today. This has been on for over 25 years. And every 20th of November every year, UNIDO, in collaboration with the African Union, we come together and work with the private sector for us now to examine the ways to stimulate the African industrialization. We are talking of Africa. If you go to the Far East, the West, and America, you can see what we call developed world. But as in the developing economy, what do we do? It is time now for us to draw the attention of the wide world using the media on ways to put forward problems and challenges that confront industrialization in Africa.
Now, I'm just going to ask you that, how would you describe industrialization in Africa itself? What yardstick would you use to measure industrialization?
Industrialization in Africa is still at a very low ebb, what I would describe as infancy. All right, if you look at the developed world, things are really put in the right perspective. You have the airline, the shipping line, the companies, multinationals, and all that. But what do we have here? And we are talking of job creation, which is our topic for this year. We are producing raw materials, and we are sending to the West and importing back this same finished product. This is why we are not be able to create jobs. And first and foremost, let us take agriculture. That is the area where we have what we call the comparative or the absolute advantage. Let's take 2-3 items. First on it, let us take cocoa. Nigeria has been exporting cocoa for over 103 years. And over 80% of cocoa remains in the West. Why 20% is left for you, the farmers, and all that. These are the areas we are looking at in the area of industrialization and job creation for this year. So I can equally move to palm produce. At 1960, we were number one in the world. Out of the 100 million metric tons being produced worldwide every year, Nigeria can only produce 1 million metric tons, and our total consumption is 4 million metric tons. So we have over 60 to 70% shortfall. So when we are now talking of industrialization, we are looking at the value chain development, agribusiness. And I can tell you that Kumalo wrote a book about 2-3 years ago, which is agribusiness for Africa industrial perspective. If you look at the whole value chain system, no country worldwide has ever been called a developed country by mere exporting produce and bringing it back finished product. This is the area of industrialization we are looking at. If we move to the next stage, we talk of solid minerals. Then you move to education, you move for social infrastructure and all that. This is what we are doing, that today we want to join hands with the media, the AU, and UNIDO to now tell us the importance and the consciousness of we Africans feel that things are not moving as expected.
Okay, I'd like you to just hold on for a while. Let's now listen to Dr. Kumawa. If you can still hear me, Dr. Kumawa. Okay, I'm just going to ask you, you talked about UNIDO has developed policies and programs for Africa. What has been the results of such policies and, programs that you developed for the continent?
Thank you very much. We have been working attention on the potential, and if you refer maybe back, African countries are talking about industry. Within the last 10 years, there have been more African countries that without industrialization, poverty is not reduced. And there are various activities that contribute to putting for industrialization price in other. And these are: one, investment in technology. That is one. Two, investment structure. You've seen our countries have placed more emphasis on investment structure. You now see development banks now, which for various aspects their development have placed emphasis on infrastructure. Because without the private sector invest in infrastructure. Second, education skills development. Without the right skills, we will not, so most African countries put more emphasis on skills development in their curriculum. We also talked about supporting the SSP. Before now, much emphasis was not paid on supporting the SMEs. Today, everybody is come up with strategies for SMEs because the SME is in of both SMEs in Africa. Another area now talking about energy, because without energy, the is not well. So you see that are placing more emphasis on providing for productive use. So in effect, some of our advocates is working. Of course, for a sector that has been put on the back track development, now up to the forefront with some time before we reach the end. So in effect, I say our advocates, our policy advice are working, and now it's time to move from resistance to action. And for you, we are doing that. So we demonstrate knowledge that, for instance, in the area of energy, we have a program which has been instituted by the Secretary of Nations, that is Energy for All. It was launched in 2011, and that program is now headed former United Era, who aim to support Africa to invest in renewable sources of energy. Second, also demonstrate the use of technology that keep and because in their environment. For instance, here in Nigeria, working with the government to put in place a 5 megawatt that uses right on. You all know that is the largest right in Nigeria. We are helping them the way from rice we use in to provide energy.
Okay.
That is $6 million.
Dr.
And we
Kumawa,
hope, yes.
we'd like you to just hold on for a while. Let's just listen to Dr. Isemide. We'll get back to you in just a moment.
But today the story is different. We, the organized private sector, that is NASIMA, last year we took it as a big challenge, and it was everywhere. We organized a national conference, inviting all stakeholders, users of these people, to know that you must have to develop your foundation, which is the basis for industrialization. And for you now to talk of industrialization, it's not just copying what others are doing. It's not rocket science we are saying. What we are saying, let us start from simple agriculture. It's not cassava that the whole world is talking of cassava because China is looking for your cassava. A container of cassava cannot make you to compete in the world. We are now saying that a shipload of value, most of our members who are exporting cement and all that, they are not producing 20 bags or 50 bags per day. We are talking of volume. And as you are developing this, you are developing the capacity of people and creating more jobs. Then the value of the naira will equally change. These are things we are saying. So the government, under the transformation agenda, they are on course, and we have equally come up with the PPP, public-private partnership, that government cannot do it alone. You provide A, in form of partnership, we provide B, what we now call synergy, to move the economy to the next level.
Okay, let's get back to Dr. Kumawa in Abuja.
Yeah.
We hope he's still there with us.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Kumawa, thank you. This year's theme centers around job creation and entrepreneurship. You know, job creation is actually regarded as key to industrialization all over the world. Now, how has African countries developed this important issue?
Come again, please.
Job creation and entrepreneurship is the theme of this year's African Industrialization Day. How has African countries, which your organization work with, how have they developed job creation and improved on entrepreneurship?
Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, what we have done or what we have been is to identify the high group and employment sectors higher creation. And I would, just as my the other side, is that aggregate Africa area for job creation. It's the area for job. Why? African countries import more than 10% of food in the country. Some even import 50% of the require. So in as much as government are making effort to productivity, value addition to agricultural seeds, a huge potential job. The young people employed in agriculture, if we modernize the use of technology, use of communication technology, also enhance agriculture processing. And this is an area women have shown enough to have comparison. The second area, fourth, and the largest manufacturing industry is an area African countries must invest in the enabling environment for the to grow. And this is where the private sector can play a major role, because also in agribusiness. Another area identified is the area of construction. As population increasing, we need more houses, we need more roads, more bridges. So that is direct to the manufacturing. We can invest in manufacturing products in the construction industry, from roofs, from cement, you can name it. And these are African needs that do not even require external. The other area we identify by in energy. Energy was in the area of renewable and large bodies in Africa. And if Africa invests in good large bodies water into energy and create profit where this productive use will go. As you can see, in identifying growth areas, for the area of growth and hope, we launched last year Africa's prosperity, exactly show how Africa the ladder of additional agribusiness.
Okay. Dr. Kumawa and Dr. Semede here in the studio. We're going to go on a break now, and when we return, we will continue with this conversation. We've been talking to Dr. Prt1 Kumawa. He is UNIDO's country's representative in Nigeria, and Dr. John Isemede is the Director General, Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, and we have been looking at Africa Industrialization Day, a day that has been set aside by UNIDO. The event will be marked in Vienna on Friday, and we will be keeping up to speed to this development. We'll be right back.